Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Fusilli Grind, Will Klein, Willie Fusilli himself. He's back by popular demand.
Willie's.
Welcome back, Will. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me back. I really enjoy it. So I know you've said it before, but it's like just good catch up time with you, and it's cool to keep connected by watching videos and
Yeah,
staying stoked. So
yeah. It's what the audience doesn't see. The stuff on the cutting room floor when we get into all of the real life shit. So,
right, right.
but you guys get a little bit of that, but it's mostly for us that we do this. And Will reached out to me over the weekend and said, "Oh, did you see the new Supreme thing?" And I hadn't seen it. I've watched it now. Checked it out. Interesting piece. New, Strobeck, same guys we're used to seeing. I thought it was a good group of guys they chose to put on as a three-man, just a little like 5 minute
Agreed.
edit. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I agree. I thought it was cool to see something fresh. Everyone hates or loves anything new that Strobeck does. And I think that it's like I don't know, the skate scene has been kind of saturated with his filming because of Violet, and so you're seeing a lot of like Supreme related guys or Supreme like just cusp guys
Yeah.
affiliated with Supreme. Like you're saying, the crew that they chose for this video with Tyshawn, like Ben Kadow, and who was the other guy?
Troy Gibson.
Troy Gibson, right? I think those are like I mean, Tyshawn and Ben have been like the faces of Supreme for a long time, and I think that Troy is like the standout of that Violet crew, minus Cater, but Cater's already on Supreme.
For
I
sure.
thought it was just like a cool, like I don't know, refreshing take on a Supreme video that like was a distinction from whatever everything other clip we've been seeing from Strobeck recently.
For sure. Yeah. No, I thought it was like a good we've got Tyshawn, he's still on Supreme, even though he's King Skateboards now. We've got Ben
Mhm.
K. I guess he's on hockey, but like the hockey FA camp, Supreme still solid. And then you've got Troy, which is like Violet. So like it's just kind of like all of the little silos. It's like Supreme. We still got these guys.
Right. And I think Supreme has also been kind of not for any bad reason, but I think that we've been seeing a lot of like European Supreme related content. Like there's been a
for
lot of
sure.
like those Italian guys and French guys that like, for granted, like those stores are the newest ones and they're putting out content because their scenes in those areas, I'm sure, is growing, which is fantastic. But I think it was cool to see kind of like a call to the, I don't know, like the OGs, so to speak, of like our I don't know, generation of skaters, like seeing Tyshawn, who was like the standout for such a long time, putting him with like the Ben Kadow and now like kind of the new face of Troy, I thought was kind of like basing Supreme in kind of a new era and saying like, this is a fresh take on what we're doing, but we still have the old guys and it's like a serious skate video, not just like guys pushing around skating flat in cool clothes.
Absolutely. This felt much more like, okay, this was like a real project. I think this is
Mhm.
all in Shanghai, or most of this footage is Shanghai. So it was like a trip that they went on to get this footage, and I thought it was executed well. I thought that it was edited well. Um, the comments are ripping Strobeck apart for the visual effects that he did. A lot of people are asking him to put a seizure warning on it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like too much.
Neither did I.
I thought it was a lot, but not too much. There's a lot of people, which you mentioned to me, that are saying that it looks like Edgelord, or it looks like Strobeck's biting Edgelord, which we were just talking about off camera. That it's kind of funny that they're saying that because like we don't even know what Edgelord is yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like a project. People are projecting what they think Edgelord is going to be based on
Right,
what they've put out thus
right.
far in terms of just like it's really only like I don't know, like graphic imagery and like a couple nods to who's on their team.
Right.
Um,
And there's like that movie that's coming up with Travis Scott or whatever, and it's like, okay,
right, right.
nobody really knows what it's going to be. I thought this read much more as like, yeah, it's just a Strobeck edit. Strobeck filming, still
Right.
botching clips here and there.
And
Um,
I was also checking out the Edgelord website, and anybody who's saying that like Strobeck's biting Edgelord, I think that they should look at like Sci-Fi Fantasy's website, dude. I feel like Edgelord's biting sci-fi. Like they've been this kind of like, I don't
yeah,
know, new age like take on
sure.
internet and the like digital world and how it relates to skateboarding. I feel like what's his name? Jerry's been on that for a long time, and their website
Absolutely.
kind of speaks to that.
Absolutely. That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that, but it's true. Like Jerry's whole image is kind of based around this like internet AI kind of computer graphics type thing, and I think the way he executes it is in a much more cool, like curated way where the stuff that he pulls from is not just like I don't know, it's not from AI, whereas like Edgelord might just like chuck some shit into AI, like Jerry's actually using human
Right.
intelligence.
I think
Um,
it's his project is like a is rooted in tradition of his practice of like photography and experience, and like it's now a kind of culmination of those things in a way that's like can be consumed by people our age in this like new generation. But I think it was not seen as this groundbreaking new thing because it was such a natural transition for him. Whereas like again, Edgelord is biting on AI being the new boom. And
yeah,
again, just like nobody knows what's happening with AI, nobody really knows what's happening with Edgelord.
true.
So maybe there's some lure behind that.
Yeah, dude, that's a good parallel. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, let's let it rip. Let's get into it. Let's
Yeah,
check
it
out
is a
the
skateboarding video after all. Let's not get too introspective on
Yeah,
it.
dude, you can over intellectualize anything at all. Also, before we wanted to start, I wanted to mention the music that they used in this. I thought it was pretty cool. It was I can't remember the name of the artist, but the track is called Hellish Imp.
Yeah, it was called something.
You sent it to
I
me.
looked at it. Yeah, hold on, let me see. I did really, I thought it was refreshing. It's like, again, it's something different. And it's Hellish Imp by Cabernet Nocturne.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they used like a minimal tech house track for this, which I thought was like super, yeah, like you said, super refreshing.
And it was like almost like a triumphant kind of endearing song. So it was like again, it was like a I don't know, I felt like it was like a an ode to the classic almost with a nod to the new with like Troy as
Yeah,
like the new face kind of.
yeah,
And like Tyshawn's swag right now is he's like in his like I don't know, somebody commented on the video like he's in his grandpa swag era, and I thought that that was pretty funny because
yeah,
he's where he's like the jaded, he's not jaded, but he's like, I don't know, he's not having to put out a ton of content to show that he's the man. It's just kind of like, I'm
yeah.
gonna show up and I'm gonna wear whatever I want and it's gonna look good.
Yeah, no, he's not definitely like not as wearing as flashy of fits as he used to. He's definitely more pared down with his style. It's definitely a more like secure adult swag
Mhm,
that he's got going
mhm,
on. So I
mhm.
vibe with that. I get that. Troy's definitely still wearing crazy fits, but I didn't think this was too crazy with like the product placement. I thought it was just like
Right,
not 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 out of hand, like not too much slow-mo. Um,
right.
so, I mean, there's plenty of like slow-mo and voyeuristic shots of the locals in Shanghai, like you'd expect. Boom, switch front side
Switch
flip.
front side five. Bearded Tyshawn's pretty goated too.
Yeah, the beard is looking good. I thought that line was sick. I thought,
Hmm.
I mean, this ollie is like not chill at all. And the blunt slide
And
was
that
also
neither was
good.
that rail.
Yeah, and the blunt slide was good too. There's a little bit of Tyshawn rail skating going on in here. I thought that was sick too. The nose grind tail grab.
Who was that?
That was Troy.
Oh,
But then you
similar
got
to swag.
Tyshawn with the yeah, just the puffy tracksuit vibe, talking on the phone, sealing deals on the sesh. Nice. Yeah,
That was
I
cool.
mean Troy's definitely good. Like I like his style. I think the fits aren't that crazy in this. He wears a few crazy fits, but dude, this hard flip,
He, yeah, this is
switch
and then
flip.
switch flip.
I also think that I think we're getting a look here at what I believe to be a new Tyshawn Adidas model. I
Yeah,
think It's either that or it's an older Adidas model that you don't see skated very much that he's gonna do a colorway of, but I think this
Yeah,
is
those are
good.
cool.
I think this is like the next Tyshawn though. That's the vibe I got from watching this.
I'd skate those.
Yeah, nice.
I like that.
Some good Ben K bump to bar to manual. This guy was like on every sesh. He must have been their handler out there.
I don't know, something about Supreme in China though is like cool. I don't know. It's just like there's
There's
maybe it's because there's less.
yeah,
It's just like less blown out, or maybe it's more accepted there as like outerwear. I don't know.
yeah, there's something right about it. Yeah, I mean, I think China is like the explosion of wealth in China. Oh, hold on.
I love
I
this.
can't
I
gloss
love
over
this
that.
sequence,
Yeah, this sequence right here. Troy with hard flip, beautiful. All wheels,
and then
and then
Nolly
Tyshawn
tray.
switch tray.
Oh, switch tray. Geez,
Yeah, dude, this switch tray is absolutely
that's
insane.
all.
He
Like,
did it
look at
so
the angle
perfect.
too.
He did it so perfectly. Yeah, I mean, that's like a big gap to switch tray onto a little thing that's a foot wide.
That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, Ben K, like, he is what he is. You know, he does what he
Yeah,
does and he does it well. Um,
you
and
like watching it.
yeah, and I like that he gets respect, like, in the skate scene for doing just that.
He also hasn't like switched up. This has like been his niche
Exactly.
for a long time.
Exactly. He's like Jeff DeCesare in his resolve,
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
keep doing what he does and being the king of it. I thought this was kind of funny. Like this clip, like did not come across as like being as gnarly as it was made out to be by the slow-mo.
Yeah. Also, are those like Vans hiking shoes?
Yeah, he's got some I think those are called like MTEs or something like that, the like studded Vans hiking
Hmm.
shoes.
Like combat boot.
Right.
Kind of on brand for
Definitely on
Ben.
brand. Definitely on brand and a good look for Ben in going into 2024. Oof. Yeah, little bit of a, classic Strobeck happening in this edit. A little bit
But
too, little bit
not too
too,
much. I
little, little bit up close and personal.
Supreme grip.
Little bit all over the place and botching shit. I thought we were gonna see a clip of this guy. Like, as,
I
the
know.
way that he panned to him, it made it seem like there was gonna be a guest clip from the homie, but then no, it's just more Tyshawn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been seeing some more rail
Long grind, but not
Tyshawn.
that I'm.
He's definitely a square bar guy,
Yeah, yeah.
but like that rail is not chill.
That little adjustment.
Yeah, and these are definitely new shoes. Like, there's a little bit of like booziness going on in the back here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also a little bit of like a with those little blacks, they almost look like eyelets on it, but that looks like a Air
yeah,
Max.
yeah. It does. It looks like a Air Max 95 kind of, doesn't it? Yeah. So I would say there's definitely a Tyshawn 3 coming. Keep your eyes out for that. Get your pre-orders in. Boom. Gap back
That was
lip.
cool.
Oh, in the camo sweatsuit on the camo deck. Did you see that? Oh no,
Oh
that's
yeah.
this is like the
That's his king
that's
board,
the
his
king
like
board.
Pharaoh board.
That's the Mansa Musa deck, I think. Yeah. That he just scraped the Wikipedia stock image and put it on a skateboard. Kind of sick though. I mean, the gap back lip, very sick.
Any of that stuff is fine if it's satire, intentional satire. If you know you're doing it for
That's
the
true.
graphic, it's funny.
That's
But if you're
true.
doing it and you're being serious and you're trying to put out cool original material, it's pretty corny.
His shit is kind of plagiarism a little bit. Yeah, but again, I thought it was like pretty good compared to what we've been getting from Supreme lately.
Yes,
Since the last
agreed.
like big Supreme feature. What was it called? Play Dead?
I didn't even watch it, dude, honestly.
You
I
did.
didn't see that one.
Yeah, you did.
The
No, no,
one
the full length, the full length where Tyshawn does the kickflip over
oh
the
yes,
subway
yes, yes, yes,
tracks.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes.
yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, yeah. So since then, I feel like we haven't gotten any. There's been a lot of like short form stuff like this.
Right.
Um, but this is definitely like the heaviest example that we've gotten since then, I think. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good. I like Troy. Troy's got great style. I like Ben Cato. I like Tyshawn. Saw somebody complaining in the comments like, "Oh, Nike and Supreme, like, Nike and Supreme and techno music." It's like, dude, there's one guy that rides for Nike in this
Yeah.
video,
Yep.
and a guy who rides for Adidas, a guy who rides for Vans, and like, how many more videos with emo music and
I know.
classic rock and hip hop are we gonna watch? Like,
And mid skating too.
and
It's
mid
just like,
skating, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I thought the level of skating was good. Um, these three guys are obviously guys that can just get footage. Troy, especially, I think, because he's still young and like sprightly and just can get out there and crush it. Um, but you
I
know,
think that Troy will is like his skating reminds me of like Antonio Duraz, and that it's just like
yeah,
I don't know, it's loose, but it's
loose.
like but there's a lot of pop and control. It's intentional, you know. It's not like I don't know. I feel like some people have like loose style that like doesn't
Yeah,
I don't know, it looks
it
sloppy,
looks a little
but
crazy,
for yeah,
like Vincent
but for him
Huta,
it's like
maybe.
yeah, yes.
But Vincent
Yes,
Huta is also
exactly,
a god,
exactly.
though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Vincent Huta, this is no Vincent Huta slander. He's one of my
No,
favorites, but I know what you mean.
agreed.
Like Troy's got more finesse.
He's got the carefree swag that everybody wants to bite
Yes,
on, but he just has
absolutely.
it inherently.
Absolutely. Yeah, you look at him, right. You look at him and there's no question that that's his style. Like he's not putting any sauce on anything. He just looks good
Right,
on a
right,
skateboard. He's just got it
right.
like that. Like, yeah, whereas Ben K sort of needs to bend the laws of physics to his will to make it down some of these
Yeah.
rails.
Yeah. I wonder how long his like sessions are to like film like a clip, like how many tries he really gives at something.
Dude, it's got to be like single digits on some of this stuff, I feel like.
I feel like some of this stuff he's just like walking around with Bill and then like grabs somebody's skateboard and decides to film something.
Well, he bailed this once, so it means this was at least second try for him to do
Yeah.
this.
I also what I find funny about Ben is I wonder if he has access to like a Supreme like uh vault, like a like
Oh, an
old
archive?
Supreme stuff, an archive, like a Supreme archive where he gets like old Supreme shit because he's never in any of the gaudy like new
Yeah,
streetwear
he's
bullshit.
always
It's all
wearing,
kind of like
yeah. He probably just has a deep closet, with like
yeah,
old stuff. Or
yeah,
yeah, maybe he does have access. I mean, sure these guys have all kinds of access to like whatever they need, right, to
yeah,
make this happen. These are the top guys. Like these three especially.
yeah.
Um, and it's
Did you
funny.
feel Go
Sorry, go
ahead,
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna ask if you felt Palace at all cut through into this video style, or if you think that like the
A little bit.
like
But I think that's just because it has like it's using like dance music, it's using house music, may
yeah,
like it gets there a little bit, but like stylistically, I still don't really see it.
right. Because they
Um,
don't film HD either, right?
almost never I don't think you'll ever see something that Palace is putting out in HD of any kind, any
Yeah.
description. Yeah, and there's that back lip. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, right? Because like this back lip is super sick. We're seeing Tyshawn do it, but like, maybe if you saw Braden Hoban do this, you'd be like, oh, it's kind of light work for him. But
I could see the thumbnail, the Thrasher thumbnail of Braden Hoban midair backlipping this gap. with a Spitfire tag and a
It,
Metallica song.
yeah, right. And it's just like it's nothing against Tyshawn. It's just like it's just where skateboarding is right now in terms of like levels of skill and how they correlate to how many eyes you get on your footage and all sorts of things, all sorts of political things. But it's funny because we got to see more Tyshawn skating rails in this. And when Tyshawn was a little kid, he was on America and he skated for Toy Machine and he skated handrails. So um, it's nice to see him skating handrails again because I feel like the past 5 years, 10 years has been just like an onslaught of him doing flip tricks over things and ollieing
Big
big
ollies,
things,
and yeah.
which is sick. But it's nice to see him diversify a little bit. Um,
Yeah, also get like seeing clips of him outside of New York. Like I mean, he's based there, obviously, and he's got his businesses and all of his sponsors are pretty much out there. But like it's cool seeing him on a trip and like skating stuff that's not like New York spots where again, it's maybe not even his fault that the last few years of footage has looked the way that it's looked because that's really what New York lends itself to in terms of like what kind of skating you can do in the city, like the bar hops and the flat ground and I don't know. It doesn't have a lot to offer outside of what it has, and I think that spots get burnt real quick. So it's nice
yeah,
to see him skate something new.
yeah, dude, I agree. It's nice to see Tyshawn skating in China, you know? Uh, it's nice to see guys going to China. I feel like going to China was kind of a big thing in the early 2000s, and you don't see as much anymore. I feel
Agreed.
like it's
Yeah.
more going to continental Europe or Scandinavia, or that's it, really.
There's not like Japan footage, right? Because you can't really skate in Japan, right?
You gotta have handlers. You definitely have to have handlers if you're an out of towner, I think, when you're out there to deal with the security.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the new Supreme. Thanks for putting it on my radar, Willie. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on to
of
chat
course,
about
dude.
it, as
Of
always.
course. Of course.
Keep on rocking in the free world, and love you, everybody. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
time.
Willie. Thank you,
Peace.
Willie. Thank you, Fusilli. See you later.